So guys, look, I want to show you something. Look at this. This is my compound. I want you to pan like I want to pan, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. That is the first face of my house. I know it's not very good looking now. Oh, why am I home?
Why are you home?
I'm always home. I'm always home every other time. But why December specifically? There is a funny culture. I don't know why it happened. This is a funny culture amongst Luos and these Westerners. Just like coming home in December. I think most people like coming home in December because it's the only time that they can afford. Because coming home is fairly expensive. Especially if you're coming once in a while, it's very, very expensive. Because when you come from Nairobi and you have the brand of Nairobi, then Nairobi also equates to cash flow, heavy money. So Girmeto, you must come with. You know Girmeto? Yeah, I don't know why it's only Nairobi who can buy Girmeto. Girmeto is like escort. No, I don't want to call it escort. But yeah, exactly. But don't let's call it escort. It's not an escort. Girmeto is like bread. Like when Nairobi come home, then the people expect bread. Or bread anyway. I think it's just bread, nothing else. Mandazi, chapati. So when the home guys wake up, they come to you and they're like, "Ere Girmeto, Girmeto, give us money for what to drink tea with." So yeah, I think that expense is always heavy. Because also when Nairobi come, they must now expend on soups and expensive soups. Because yes, guys eat wiu. You know wiu? It's omena, like big omena. Yeah. Then we have some people don't know wiu. Then we have meat in large quantities because now the community comes around. Yeah, and many more. We have, so many things.
I think that whenever I come home, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, but whenever I come home, even if I stay for a day or two, I always go back to the city, re-energize, refocus. So for people like me, for example, I treat coming home as a time to reset, probably re-strategize, come in with fresh energy. For us who grew up in religious homes, our mothers pray for us, so there's that aspect too.
Let me tell you something. You've touched a very raw nerve for me. In this compound where we are, these are my people are buried. And I have an interesting thinking line or thought line that these people are just here. They're not really like gone. I don't know. I don't know that it's an acceptance issue or something. Especially my grandmother. She's buried back there. So, this is where my grandmother is buried. Mama Leonora, my best girlfriend. No woman can ever beat this girl. She knows it, where she's lying. We used to be like this close. The only reason I used to come home, and the only reason I still come home is because of this girl. She died at 106, an amazing woman, and she never had any terminal disease. Not cancer, not hypertension, not sijuni. She had no chronic illness, none. My grandma woke up one morning because she used to go to the farm by 3 a.m. every day. She used to be in the farm. She woke up one morning, my dad called me and told me, "You know what? Your friend is being taken to the hospital at 6 a.m. I knew something was wrong. I told my partner, I'm expecting bad news from home. And it happened in that very fashion because she was never sick. She had never been like, ile ugonjwa ya wazee. Haikuwa imshika, yeye alikufa tu. So, rest in peace, Mama Leonora Nyanya Kach, my best girlfriend. That's why I've decided to remain here. Yeah, you guys are amazing. This lady came here when she was 22. And she died at 106. Longevity in marriage. She educated my dad to bachelor's level. My dad is now a high school principal. My dad married my mom when she was pretty young. But it's this girl who took my mom back to school till she got her college qualification as well. And now she's working with the county government of Kisumu. Good. So she's a good woman. I've never believed that these people are truly gone. It's a denial thing. And I think it's a denial thing. But whenever I come home, because not only in December, I commune with them. Communing here is not superstitious. I find myself to be among them. And I feel like it's community. And I also have a guilt thing that if I don't come home quite often, they'll feel like I've abandoned them. It's a very weird stuff, But many people are also like that because they go home to connect with their dead. Luckily, my father and mother are still alive. But I had the strongest connection to my grandmother. Strongest. That's why I'm living in a house today. So yeah, it's refreshing. Like when you see my compound, I have a lot of trees. These are forests. It's a huge forest. And I have mangoes, etc. It resets. When you come home and you go back to the city, in fact, instead of going for a vacation, I'd rather people just go home. And before you send that girl money, divide that money into two. Come, I want to introduce you to somebody. My dad. Come and go. He's just here. Oh, I'm still eating my mango. This is called Isaiah. Isaiah is my friend. He's my eldest cousin. Isaiah, say hi.
Hi.
What do you do?
Hi.
Hi. Isaiah is my eldest cousin. Because I like him very much. Then I'll introduce you to somebody else, my dad.
I'm Kolapam.
There.
The father to Brian Odhiambo Otieno. Brian is the second born in a family of 4. Born in 1993.
You just sold up the
September.
What kind of a child was I?
And went to school at Jacaranda, Omuga, Gendia High School, and finally Zangala, before proceeding to Maseno University, where he graduated with a Bachelor of Media and Communication Technology.
What are you most proud of about Brian?
Sincerity.
He's an honest man. Is that a quality you instilled in him, or he just picked it along?
To some extent.
I come from the inheritance side. So my father is the last born of the inheritor. Terrorist. Jatir. It was a culture that was allowed. He was the cousin of the original grandfather. So they're the ones who built this space, basically. So there were several homes here. It's a 6-acre piece of land. But most importantly, why I'm sharing this story is because the power of single motherhood. Single motherhood is basically, as long as you are not living within a defined environment of father, mother, children, that is single motherhood. Because when the man is not consistent or when the man is not present fully, then it becomes single motherhood. And maybe by that time, it was not defined as such. But we have to be clear about it. My grandmother was a single mother. But as a single mother, she managed to do this, and she also managed to build a whole plot in Kisumu, which was very beautiful. The reason I'm sharing this is because we grew up under the leadership of a woman. Unlike many a times where people imagine that leadership is just absolutely male. As the person we knew as the leader of the home is actually a woman. And that is from my childhood, because my father just built here. His original Simba was somewhere here. Now he's moved to his home the other side. But even then, our grandmother stood out as the woman of the family. And education was at the center of her life. Mama Leonora Ongili came to Kabondo from Kusa. Kusa is where the producer comes from, right? No, it doesn't come from Kusa. It comes from Kadipo. Kameso. Evans Deems comes from Kameso, Jimor again. Good. So my grandma comes from that side. She came from that side when she was about 22. She was married quite old that time because 22 was very old. And when she moved to Kabondo, she first settled in some place called Ramula, next to the big Dam, the one that you're seeing now, the dam, yes, Odino Dam, or Sondomiriu Dam. Then when the husband died, of course, there were fracas, like questions, etc., property division, etc. And she had to move to this place and bought this land. And she focused her children on education. And people like us who are now thinking of daring the world differently came from that very formation of courage and moving forward in leadership. My grandmother is an example of what single motherhood, well planned, can become. And this is what I like about her, and this is what I like about this home.
I've been home since Saturday.
Since Saturday?
Yeah.
And you realize you're spending less?
Yeah.
As compared to if you're in Nairobi and hosting buddies in Nairobi.
And something that my mother told, my sister actually told me today, that, we started seeing your good skin.
Yeah.
You're like, your
You're
natural glow is back.
Yeah.
It was like, so maybe I give you back to fresh food, fresh air, less stress.
Yes.
Like,
here I have zero stress, by the way. I have zero stress. Even if I have people who want something, when I give, I feel like it's just within. It's not going anywhere. It's not wasting. The fresh air is amazing. There's no bad smell at all. Hakuna ile pressure. Naenda kula nini? Naenda kupati sijui dress iko aje hapana. Hapa it's just easy life. In fact, because I think it's because of the bias of when you come in, you are the highest. It's a dangerous thing, but it's very easy, and people should practice going home more. I don't advocate for going home in December only. Going home in December only is dangerous because then it conditions people to look forward to December, but then you waste the whole year. And that's what I was saying, like hiyo do ikiingia before utumie ile dem wako divide it into two, then send half to mom, mtumie quarter. Hiyo half ingine, half quarter of the remaining half tumia on you. Because many of us men what tunatumia do like tunapea madem sana. Like now these guys, they're having some good stuff. Just pass. Like they're preparing a whole bed where I'm hosting some guys. They're going to sleep there. It's always nice. Home is nice, Dimba. I like home. If I could get Nairobi here, I would never leave. Especially water. Ile borehole. Then stima already iko hapa na Wi-Fi. Bro, hakuna tunatafuta Nairobi. I have a big farm, 6-acre piece of land. Why should it be Nairobi? Just that, career stuff, ujana, and the pop culture. That is the first phase of my house. I know it's not very good looking now. I'm doing expansion, so I have a bedroom coming up that side, huge bedroom, and a common use toilet, ya nyumba, coming up there. Then penye kuna mabati, unaonyesha mabati ile. Penye kuna mabati, hiyo itakuwa outside kitchen. I'm not having a kitchen inside the house. My kitchen is outside. Then pale katikati ya hizi maembe hapo kando, I'll be having an outside long gazebo, like slim one but long, where I'll be hosting friends. Then huko chini I'll be having a sleeping area for my people like you. When you come here next time, you'll be sleeping there. Yeah? And of course I have a large farm and mangoes. Let me show you first the mangoes. I have extreme mangoes here. You want mangoes? Take! Mangoes are here. There are too many. And they're low hanging. Let me try this. Hajaiva hii. Kuna yenye imeiva. In my home area, there are too many mangoes. Too many mangoes. Let me try and shake. And here it will swallow. Ooh, there we go. You just shake. Shake once and you get it. Sorry, I'm eating mango without. Ow, very nice. Good mango. Of course, look at this. Can you imagine sitting under these mango trees once this house is made? And some nice lighting. Amazing stuff. Look, this is my house. You want to see inside? We're doing a refurbishment here, you'll see. This is how it looks right now. Just empty space. Still undergoing refurbishment. Yeah, you'll see the final product once it's done. It's an amazing place, I love it. Right now I'm just using it for sleeping. Like, yeah, it's a temporary structure. No. In Kabondo, never. Here you never, but let me tell you something, Gibbs. One thing you never find in my home is mosquitoes. Here you can sleep with the windows open. The air is very fresh, it is fairly cold. But mosquitoes, it's like Nairobi, there are no mosquitoes. Nairobi, the rich areas like Lavington. Come. So of course I have a shamba full of bananas. They're developing pawpaws. Yeah. And of course I have a whole shamba of maize. It's too huge. It's 6 acres. So we have the banana, the first line, just to control floods or water from doing that thing. It's big. Mpaka huko juu penye kuna hizo miti. Come and show you something. Let me show you. Of course, yeah, we'll also do dairy farming. I want to put ng'ombe za dume because having these cows that we have is not helpful. Those cows cannot even sell for 30,000. But you pay the person who is like the shepherd, the herdsman. You pay him like so much money. Every month, 4,000 or 5, sometimes, depends if he changes to another person, it's too expensive. Now, I also have a whole farm of sunflowers. You've ever seen a sunflower? Yeah, sunflower is used to make vegetable oil. I have a mix of sunflower and maize. It's my dad who influenced me to put this sunflower. I don't know what it is about, but yeah, it is his own idea. So yeah, that is it. This is you can look at the construction going on. Na nikuna pesa kujenga sio rahisi. Siku hizi nikiona bia mbili naona simiti. Because bia mbili ni 6 so. Nikiweza 80 hiyo ni cement. So if I'm not getting you that beer, just know it is going down. This was my grandmother's kitchen. I've not removed it yet, but of course I'll remove it. Yeah, it's beautiful. It has a lot of memories. You just don't want to go into it.
Do you think that the powers that be, who've always decided where development goes in this country, do you think that they've deliberately centralized resources in Nairobi? Mainly because the people who built rentals in Nairobi are the same people who hold the power for like decentralization of government. So they probably hold on to Nairobi as the most, as the richest and as most with the most opportunity. Do you think this is deliberate because it benefits them? And what do you think? Suppose power changes hands and we have a chance to decentralize. What do you think?
Look, what you're saying is very true. There's an intention, a willful intention. I don't know if that's a repetition, but there's an intention by it's an economic clique in Nairobi to centralize power there so that resources then remain there. It's also the bias of the infinite thought that there's abundance infinitely. So they put it around them where they can access it easily. But I think the Late Honorable Raila helped us in shifting that by pushing governments back to the counties. What we should do is we should allocate more money to the counties, but also then have a very strict policy in terms of contracting. 80% of the contracts must remain within the localities. And for me, I say 80% of the contract must remain in the ward. So if there's a development coming up in this area, then that contract must be executed by a person from this very ward. So we are sure that money will remain here, okay? Because the challenge you have is many people take the contracts, but they're from Nairobi. So Nairobi people are still empowered to come in. But also, if you look at a city like Kisumu, for example, you see there we have these craftsmen, these how do you call them? Carpenters, fabricators, metal fabricators. Then we still import beds and chairs from Italy or Turkey to fit in those offices and hospitals. We can just give those guys tenders. Tell them, organize yourself into a group, we register for your company, then get the job done, then we pay you. It's very, very doable. I think it's very intentional. Those guys don't want development in shags. They don't want. But even those who have been put to help, they're still looting these counties and going to build back in Nairobi. Like, I can tell you, I have a number of governors who I know who are building houses worth 500, 300 million shillings in Karen. What level of stupidity is that? They should build factories here. They should stop the consumption mentality, and not the consumption mentality. They should stop the luxury mentality where you need to live in a big house. No, they should focus on building more companies, because these politicians, I can tell you, most of them, they leave offices, they run broke, very poor. Should change. Maybe if you become the president too. It is what it is, guys. Thank you so much. Deems, welcome home. Always feel nice. Next time you come, as I told you, you will have hapa chini a very nice bench, and we are coming with you to do it. Very nice bench here, around here. It's going to be beautiful with lighting all over. Tech and buddies will be here sitting, and tutakuwa naweka table hapa kidogo. Amazing place. Every weekend, this is not just going to be my home, it's going to be my weekend home. Because I want to be my family more.